hello, you archaeologists. I'm the John Stuck. That's totally my real name. And I'm having a Star Ocean first departure adventure. Talking is difficult. Speaking of words, how's my volume? The volume seems to be good. The audience is doing well. I am a 2D man in a 3D world, which is also the same as the game I'm playing, which is it's handy. Secret button. Okay, I'm gonna remind myself, what the hell is the private action for this place? It's one of the gimmicks. Speaking this, I've been speaking the words my entire life, and actually, technically speaking, I didn't really talk until I was 5, for reasons that were unknown to my family members. They had to refuse me food because I'd used to point. They could get, and they go, "No, you have to say you want the food." Anyway, and then I didn't stop talking ever since. Is what people say. I've faffed enough that now combat is happening.
Enemies.
Okay, how do I play this game? No, that's the select button. Oh my word! Let's be that guy. He's got this. Alright, figured out how to play the game. Wonderful.
Alright, let's get going.
Yeah, we won the games. Right. So one of the gimmicks of this game is that you can have a sort of extra scene by going to particular places and doing private action. And I don't know why, but it's a thing. The water's so blue and the buildings are so beautiful. I love it. And then I can sort of search for them in this town and see, like, them inspecting some sort of thing. And they might get a unique plot. I'm not really sure. Ooh. The game camera or my camera? Ooh. Thank you very much for gifting the sub. I missed the snail because the snail doesn't come up on this screen. It comes up on that screen of mine. So I've got to fully turn my head to see that snail. I think it was a blue snail though. Anyway, who are you? Okay, I've got to press the A button. It's because on this controller, I saw there was a snail. There was a snail. I think there was a snail. I heard the music as well coming out of my PC. I think that was a snail. I could also... Where's the gimmick button? Oh, there it is. I could also give you a random...
Geez, Homer, I thought someone with 2 wives would be happy.
No, you're thinking of someone with 2 knives.
I gotta tell you, this is pretty terrific.
Yeah.
Right. You have all the symbols now. He's always worrying about everything. Right, what was I complaining? Yeah, the A and the B is in different positions that I'm used to. You can't see on that camera. There's just no way. Go, oh god, it's somewhere. It's somewhere on that. So the snails are from a game I was making, which I'll never finish, a puzzle platformer, and so I have a snail. I just have a snail template, and whenever I'm procrastinating, I draw more snails. But I specifically went out my way to draw a TV snail and a Viking snail whenever somebody hosts me or when somebody raids me, and then I realised, oh, if I want to show clips. TV snail is probably a good way of doing it. The only problem is TV snail lost his aerial accidentally. I cut it off, so I'm going to want to redo that snail when I can be bothered. But yes, so I found out one day that I had a bunch of stream icons, like they'd given me 5 more from somewhere, I'm not sure where, and I was like, I'll just throw all the art. I've got any art I have on hand. Yes, I made a rule which was like the only clips I was going to include were ones that were basically personally meaningful to me, Even if they are like massively popular ones, like for instance, this one.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
That's it?
No.
I also knew, so somebody green screened that on YouTube. So I was like, that was my first clip, because I realized immediately somebody definitely has green screened that. So I don't have to, because I'm obviously not going to green screen anything else. I should probably put price tags on the other snails. I've got 2 more snails, but they're in the wrong game right now, and I need to. It's going to take me like 20 minutes to move them across the space. What am I doing? I'm looking for my. Oh, there's one of them. A button. Yuck! I'm covered in sand. I'd love a cool shower right now. I hear it's coarse, and I hear it's rough, and I hear it gets everywhere. More snail, all the snails. I've recently added more snails. I think I mentioned that on the Discord. So if I get more followers and stuff, there's a chance. There's like a roulette chance of a new fancy snail. What I want is I want like a diamond snail or crystal snail. Oh, you know what I did do recently? Which I can show off. It's not on. I'll grab it really quickly because I've not actually shared it anywhere. I'm not sure why I turned my face off for that, but yes, that's the technical difficulty snail. I may have to clip some of this out. Yes. Diamante snail. I would like a diamante snail. The problem is that I'm not especially proficient at drawing. You might say, well, those are pretty good snails, John. But the problem is, I can draw stuff. It just takes a really long time. Whereas actual artists I know could do that snail in like 10 minutes. That's like a 40-minute job for me. The Viking snail took ages. But I'm quite happy with the Viking snail. Okay, sometimes... Okay. So you talk to them, sometimes it leads to other things, sometimes it doesn't. Like, at a certain point, she wanted to buy some earrings, and you had the choice to buy them, like, offer to buy them for her. And I didn't do that. I just said, no, yeah, no, these earrings look great on you. That's what I said. Because if you buy them for the, it's sort of like you come around a little bit too strong. But, yeah. What are you looking at? There's a huge mansion on the other side of the ocean, but the owner's totally loaded. Needs to share that wealth. Where's the other guy I was with? He has the blue hair. I mean, that's fair enough. It's good advice. Unfortunately, I work in an office full of musicians, so it's really difficult to just not have direct comparisons, and of course full of artists and music. Like, it's all well and good saying, like, you know, there's people on the internet, some of them are amazing and they've been doing stuff, but like some of the people I can very easily compare myself to are like just within arm's length when I'm actually working in the office. Okay, you're obviously not the large blue-haired dude. Where's he gone? Also, a tiny bit closer to home. My father, he's I said that like the Joker. My dad literally doesn't drink. But he does paint. He does oil paintings, which are not close enough. Well, one of them's close enough to grab. The ones that are impressive are hanging on walls right now. But it's technically a family thing. Countless young men departed. Okay, no, I've read this one already. Fine, we kind of wasted a lot of time here. what I need to do, of course, like, is nobody in my office makes games. So even though there are considerably better programmers in the office, because they hire programmers, so they actually have to be good, none of them make games though, so I'm the best game maker in the office. Okay, the Purgatorium is what I'm looking for. I do not know where the Purgatorium is. It's apparently not there though. So I'm gonna go up the mountain and hope that's the correct place. Now, I should finish a game. I'm working... You know what? I'm going to try and actually do some more work on that, because I really have been playing off. I've been playing a lot of games recently.
Harder than it has to be.
I was doing them on Tuesdays on the stream. I might start doing it again. They're not...
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
They won't be the most entertaining streams in the world, but they'll, you know, it means I actually get some work done. It's on my schedule. Although I'm working on a different game now. What? Yeah. I'm working on a game called Sign Maker. And instead of making that game, what I do is I get fixated on the graphics. Because if I spend a day doing graphics and I've done work, but I haven't done any of the hard thinking work. Actually, thinking is the easy bit. Thinking is the fun thing. You can figure out concepts and stuff and you're like, ah, yeah, that sounds amazing. The actual typing and doing stuff. Less easy. Yeah, I should do dev streams. I don't know if I've gone here too early. I'll see if I can get one done on Tuesday.
Double slash! Double slash!
I don't actually like play
I guess it really was that simple.
You know what? I can turn combat
Don't let your
to
guard
low.
Charge!
So they're not really hurting me.
Light ray blade! Double slash! Double slash!
Boom!
Double slash!
Meteor!
Double slash!
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
I'd buy that for $1. Okay. Yes, speaking of work that should be done. Okay, skills. I mean, I probably shouldn't have started a stream at midnight, but I'm not going to be able to sleep anymore. But, it's fine. Scouting. Avoid enemies. Well, I'm figuring out what to do. Might as well have that off. Oh, is this it?
They're behind us!
How did they get behind us?
Oh my word!
Double slash!
Palm!
Double slash!
Meteor! Explosive kick!
No challenge at all!
Yeah, it's the best bit about working from home. If I'm really tired, like, I can get the work done. Maybe I'll have to, like, sleep through my lunchtime or something. But, like, I'll get it done, and then I don't have to feel bad. But, like, if I lose a night's sleep and have to drag myself into physical work, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that.
Don't let your guard down.
Because sometimes when I can't sleep, I stream, and, like, I do it so that, like, nobody's, like, told me off for doing it like that. But, like, I always worry that, like, people are like, well, obviously you can't sleep, you're streaming. It's like, no, but I'm only streaming because I can't sleep. It's the other way around. Which is why one of the reasons I don't do that anymore. I tend to just record offline if it's a really bizarre hour. Yes. Where am I? Okay, I'm actually going to save my game.
Somebody's gonna get
Don't
hurt.
make this
Oh, I know
harder
why
than
I
it has to be.
paused.
Explosive kick! Explosive kick!
Double slash.
Yeah, next time I program, I'll get a lot more done, but I know why I
Yes, it really
paused now.
was that simple.
So I had a relatively simple idea. I had a demo that I wanted to make for Sign Maker. And the first idea of the demo, let's save my game, was like you walk around and there's this building, and each room of the building, it's like a 3x3 building. And each room has essentially a different puzzle game type. And I was like, going to use that as an opportunity to just sort of learn some stuff and just have sort of fun with it, just building things, not necessarily to spec. And then I decided to sort of double down on the first room, but that involves... yeah, that's... I'm going to read that properly in a second, because I've skimmed that, but I want to read it properly. I'll finish my thought quickly. Oh yeah, no, actually I'll read that first. Hold on. Yeah, that's cool, by the way. I don't have the words to properly articulate, which is always a worry on the internet. Whenever you're talking to somebody and you're like, I'm a dumb person. I'm not sure I can convey properly the outside of saying, that's cool. Did I press the right button? But yes, it sounds like progress has been made, and I think that's obviously a good thing. Right, we have saved. Yes, what was I saying? Also, it's terribly difficult when playing a game not to sound very dismissive whenever somebody does a long comment. And you're like, yes, that is terribly blah. And then you're like, bam, bam. But yes.
Explosive kick!
We're very low on mana, I just noticed that.
Double slash.
Oh yes,
Too fast.
that's what I was doing. Too weak. I've been relatively lucky that people have generally been supportive. Although I'm just sort of in a weird environment, I guess. Sort of locked away from everyone else. Like, of my own doing, but...
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Is this the Purgatorium? Oh, I think it might be, actually. I might be in the right place. Oh, yes. Sorry, what I was saying about the game. The reason I stopped, or paused...
Behind us!
How did they get behind us?
Light ray double slash! Take this! Light ray blade! Wish
Guess
they
it
could have
really was
lasted
that
longer.
simple.
There is some... There are certain... Yeah. There are certain things about my family I'm specifically avoiding talking about. So I probably shouldn't imply that I'm on perfect terms with them. But more that I didn't really consider it until you said it. But yeah, I'm in a good place.
Somebody's gonna get hurt real bad.
Relatively speaking, our family is all in good terms. There's one particular...
It's over?
Too weak.
Yeah, I'm... No, that's good. That's cool. That looks like... That totally has a look of a Purgatorium. I'm a habitual like avoider of what's the word I'm thinking of? Hang on. Yes. It's healthy to talk about certain things, and I'm not very good. If I tend to not, and then I'm very good at just cutting past certain conversations that make me uncomfortable. That's not necessarily healthy, but that's the one. Oh, this is a really cool looking building. Purgatorium! Wonderful! Okay, can we heal our characters? This all this. A herb? Let's do some research on that herb. Yes. To be honest, I don't know if you were around for Trials of Mana, but it's kind of broken my scale, as it were, because that's like a thirsty ass game. That game, like absurdly so. So like I did, like honestly I didn't even register. Like I know it's yeah. Yeah, I don't blame anyone for avoiding those streams. Like, it doesn't affect me too much. Like, I try to make my streams as comfortable for people as possible. But like, so that sort of thing doesn't necessarily affect me too much. Although I do find it a tiny bit patronising when somebody laser focuses like that. I'm like, yeah, you don't necessarily need to go. Come on, that is strong. But yeah, yeah, that and AI Somnium Files. Somnium Files isn't as bad, but it has its own particular issues. What am I doing? Oh yes, we're gonna praise some stuff. We're gonna praise things. I've done a lot of AI Somnium Files. It's because it's just an anime. Like, it doesn't have anywhere near the weird fan service that Trials of Mana has. But, like, it's anime and it's going to do trippy stuff that... It's bad. Also, it's about a police officer, so... Okay. What the heck is that? Okay, is he the best appraiser? It's a plant! I've got a thallus. Can heal most wounds. Okay. Who's the best at appraising? 6, 3, 1. Okay, he is actually the best at appraising. Some sweet syrup. Cinderella glass. Sort of weird because the aliens that came with us are from Earth and the monkey people aren't. They're from somewhere else, so it's weird that they have the Cinderella glass. Mandrake! Cool. I'm running out of spectacles. I'm going to need to get more of that. I need to steal... My brother's got a cat face, and it's peeking over, and that's his lurk symbol. It's great. And I might just straight up steal it. Maybe I'll do it with a snail. It won't be as good, but... I like the music to this area. Oh, there we go. Lights are back on. I've not lost much damn health or anything.
Let's get moving.
What are you doing? Stop that! Stop doing the things! It's giving us the run around.
I'd say that was 8 out of 10.
I hope you're watching, Father.
Ooh, Spirit Strike. Cool, I'll put that on. Yes. I guess I'm hoping the snails stand out somewhat. Like, I found out immediately when I chose Werther's Originals as my money that somebody else actually famous, not famous, but like somebody with like a consistent viewership already uses Werther's Originals. I'm well grumpy. I've got a really good picture I took of like the symbol that Werther's Original. That's one I own. That's a photograph I took, and I made it look like a. But like the snails I made myself. So what's frustrating is my brother commissioned on Fiverr all of his symbols, and they're all of cats because he likes cats. Like one's an astronaut cat and one's a like a rocket scientist. That's the same thing, John. No, it's not. It's in a picture form. It is. One's a teacher, one's a student, one's like a baby cat. Like they go for the different ages. So like, yeah, they're all cats. And he can't find the person anymore, so he can't recommend them to anyone because they were on Fiverr and like they've left Fiverr since. I was looking around my house and I was like, well, what currency like represents me? And I've got a drawer full of Werther's sugar-free Werther's Original. Sugar-free didn't fit. It's because I was using them as my treats at the time. I still like them, but I'm trying. I'm not, because I've got like cola here, so like I can't have Werther's Original on top. But hopefully nobody has no snails. I'm gonna invent the snail sonar. What am I doing? Well, I might need healing for a start. I don't know why I pressed this button. Go salad? Oh, salad was bad. Yeah, I'm not very good at cooking food in this game. Why is alphabet and time acquired? Order them by type. They'll just waste their MP if I use it. Okay, I can't remember why I opened. Oh, you know what? Let's walk across this room. We've been playing this kind of slowly. Has it been chatting? Yeah, the statues.
Don't let your guard down.
Don't make this harder than it has to be. Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
So, I once had an abscess tooth. And as you can imagine, that's really painful. That's arguably the most painful thing I've gone through. When I went to the dentist, they were like, well, we can't do anything for you because it's infected. So take painkillers if you got them, and come back in a week after you've taken all these antibiotics. So like there was a week where I was just in constant pain and I couldn't do anything about it, and I was just like living with ice constantly, because sleeping on ice, because freezing my face was slightly less painful than toothache. But like after I got over it, I can't remember what I did. I pulled an arm or something, and like I realised I'd broken my scale briefly, where I was like, oh, you know, toothache, that's like 11. Like I was very close to hitting my face with a hammer, because I was like, wow, if there's no more tooth, that'll solve all the problems. You know, you go a bit delirious. But like I would have previously, yeah, it was, and it's my own fault. I am 100% at fault for that situation, because like a year before, a dentist told me, yeah, you need to just sort that tooth out. Don't just like fill it up and forget about it. And I did precisely that. Let's move out this room. But so like when I pulled, like I think I pulled a muscle, like that would have previously been like a 9, but like the scale had broken and it was just went down to like a 4, because like just because the scale was so out of whack. So yeah, that's how I feel about these statues. Like I just didn't register at all.
No mercy.
Give us a little fun, huh? Explosive!
Oh, I know why I went into the menu.
Over already?
Too weak.
It was the main thing I was really worried about during the pandemic as well, was like, oh, if anything happens to my face, I'm not going to be able to fix it. Because I didn't have a dentist at the time, I had to call the emergency dentist. Okay, skills. Just remembered what I was doing. Getting rid of you. And you get to spirit slot. And still can't actually get a dentist in the UK if you're not registered, which I should have been. If I just managed to get back... Okay. What am I supposed to be doing in here?
Impressive.
Falling from the ceiling!
Guess it really was that simple.
Too weak.
I'm doing well for skill points, but... maybe I should turn combat back down.
Impressive.
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Hey game, do you want to give me a hint of what I'm supposed to be doing?
This isn't over yet.
You're surrounded.
Soldiers. Godspeed!
No challenge at all.
No. There were like 3 rooms and I've investigated them all.
Come on, let's get moving.
Time to retreat.
spared them. The door doesn't seem to work. This just leads to the other door. Oh, there's a door there. Right. Look at this goofy face. Like a bird face. I shall pull the switch.
Don't let your guard down.
You're fighting us? Ha!
Double slash.
It is a weird design. Normally when statues are missing arms and legs, it's because they're unfinished or they were damaged. They're not normally the main choice. Ooh, again, 50 skill points. That's not what I came here for, though.
Don't let your guard down.
You're fighting us?
Guess it really was that simple.
It looks like the doors have little blue squares outside of them, the ones that are working. Hang on.
Look out!
Give us a little fun, huh?
There's quite a lot of strategies in this game.
Guess it really was that simple.
Not sure how I feel about fighting children. They did attack me, though. This is not an interactable object.
Oh, what a...
Let's go!
Time to retreat!
Let's fight another day.
Actually, you know we've retreated here.
No mercy.
Here they come! Let's go!
Let's fight
withdraw.
another day.
Oh!
Huh. Maybe I'm supposed to use a certain item? Oh, my skills. Ooh. She's full of determination. He's full of determination. Awesome. Let's get his combat stuff up. Here we go. Bursts. Body control. Yeah, sure. Randomly put some things up. Gonna be the best at training animals. Okay. He is a de facto animal trainer. And a whistler. Okay, I'll keep training that one because... Oh, that goes up further. Some of these choices are a little bit odd, but yeah, okay. I should specialise. Go all in on knife. Yeah, I had some rules and I completely forgot what they were, but like if their determination's full, then I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, she should be doing the scouting stuff. Group appraising special super. As long as they're determined. Well, what determination does is it makes everything else cheaper. So you have to do it all first. I've got a super speciality. Cool. Super speciality, group appraising. Lower prices? I don't know what that means. Prices will be cheaper next time you visit a store. Gives you an advantage when buying. Set to lower prices. Oh, that's cool. I now can sell for more. Buy high and sell low. That's what I say. Neat. This is a neat game. I have no idea what I'm trying to do right now, though. Might want to get my phone. Oh, my phone's here. Google. What do I do in Star Ocean Purgatorium?
I found this on the web.
Okay, that's not what I asked Google, but Star Ocean. Feel like I was perfectly clear. Done. Do the search, please. Okay. Turns out I'm at the wrong Purgatorium. This one's just for the tourists. You know what? Probably could have figured that out by just exploring the rest of this area. A thing I almost did and then didn't do. Though I can't see anything.
This isn't over yet.
Enemies!
I suddenly feel the urge to put everyone's MP back.
Guess it really was that simple.
I hate it when I get my Purgatoriums confused. It's so embarrassing. What? What? You just go... Hang on. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I need them, so I'll only use the 2.
You know, I've never heard of anything like a hidden door in this temple.
We've got to trust in her, Ashley.
Like somebody did tell me, apparently. I just completely forgot.
Please forgive me for surprising you. Could you please put your sword away? I do not intend to fight you.
That dude's an angel. Oh, I mean in real life it's embarrassing when you get some of these Purgatorium confused. Bit of a faux pas.
My goodness, a young featherfolk.
My name is Joshua. You must be Ashley, hero of the demonic wars. It is an honor to meet you.
I love the way Ashley is spelled. It just makes me think he's called Ashley, but like it's just laid. Like I'm a bro. I'm a dude bro.
Oh, stop it. I'm not that amazing.
Oh, you.
All right. In that case, Ashley, could I request your assistance? I believe I have found a hidden door up above this wall.
Can we trust you on that?
It's an angel. You gonna doubt the angel?
Yes. There's a large boulder blocking the door, and regrettably, I lack the strength to move it.
I think JRPGs are like the most common things to have evil angels in, but that's not the point. Ashley! Yeah, that's what I see every time I see his name.
Well, let me see it.
Oh, I had a friend who thought I'd invented the Fonz. Not like I'd invented Happy Days and the Fonz. Like, he thought, because I was talking to him, like I was in school, I was 16 at the time. He was in a different school when I went to his house. He had lots more money than I did. So we hung out at his house. And I did the Fonz pose, and I was like, hey! And he's like, what's that? I was like, the Fonz. The Fonz does that pose. He goes, hey! And like, he was convinced I'd invented a sort of an elaborate series of like character traits just so I could trick him into believing there was a person called the Fonz and that there was a... like... He was more ready to believe that I'd set that all up. Now, I like elaborate, weird humour that... like, that might not have been 100% out of character, but I also think that's somewhat absurd to immediately go, oh, John, no, John just made that up. That's... like, yeah, I invented Captain Jeff, but that's a very different thing.
This might be a bit tricky for a one-armed old man like me.
Yeah, well, that's definitely the secret door.
Can you move it?
Well, just watch.
We can all help him. Oh no, he did it!
Wow, you did it! Thank you so much. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go on ahead.
Like, I don't even know if I should feel insulted that he'd think that of me.
He's gone.
He sure is.
That young man looks like a symbology user to me, but I'm not sure he's safe by himself.
Oh, I want a symbology user. Let him join me.
Now then, the old tales say the Eye of Truth is stored in the deepest, most remote part of the entire temple.
I guess that'd be gaslighting. He was accusing me of trying to gaslight him. But like a really weird thing.
So we just have to explore as deep inside as we can then, right?
You got it. I can't help but be concerned for that featherfolk we ran into, though.
He had the internet. He could have just checked. He was on a computer when he said this.
He seemed to be in a bit of a rush, but I hope he's not completely unaware of the danger he's exposing himself to.
Well, I don't want to see him die helplessly in here. Let's go find him.
Yeah.
I second that.
Well, you've already won the vote, so let's go forwards. Red light is thy enemy, the blue light is thy true path. Well, it doesn't sound like a sort of, what's the word? Indiana Jones. Hang on, is it middle switch, left switch? That might be a different game. I should pull the switch anyway.
No mercy!
Oh, what a pain!
Double slash! Double slash! Double slash!
Kick!
That
Well,
was way
I'd say
too
that's
fast.
worth 10 out of 10.
Don't let your guard down.
You're fighting us?
Let's
Retreat!
withdraw.
Double slash! Come on, let's run for it!
Somebody's gonna get
Don't
hurt
make this
real
harder
bad.
than it has to be.
Double slash! Double slash!
That was way too fast.
Too weak!
Oh, what a pain!
I'm ready to fight!
Right, wasn't really sure how to deal with that.
Double slash!
Guess it really was that simple.
I get up there. Huh. Okay. Little goop. I've got a frog head. Can I put it back? You put that frog head where you found it. Doesn't belong to you.
We're surrounded!
Enemies!
Ashley Stone.
Well, there
Alright,
you
let's
go.
get going.
Oh, she's got Avenging Fist. Oh. How dare you turn him into stone? I shall avenge you when I figure out exactly which item does that. Why did I pick other? I don't know, that was a... murky potion does. Holy shit, don't drink the murky potion. Fuck. Some child gave that to me. Don't drink the murky potion. Got it.
Is that Joshua?
Yes. No, whoa, fucking hell. Jesus. Let's give him some murky potions.
Somebody's gonna get hurt real bad.
Oh, I forgot to put Avenging Fist on.
Double slash strike. Firestorm blast. Double slash.
Are we strong?
Yes, it really was that simple.
That was aggressive. Oh, I got some green barrel. Jeez.
That was a close call.
No, I think it was. I mean, it was. Like, this is close. This is like way more than close. We're past the point of closeness.
Thank you all so much.
We were slightly too late.
I don't know if I would call you courageous or not, but I do know that wise is certainly not the word I'm looking for. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself now? It's going to get a lot rougher from here on in.
Well, I'm looking for my sister. We have been separated since childhood.
I think Eris might already be taken, game. Hang on. When did this come out? This was first, wasn't it? Yeah. This is before Final Fantasy VII. Never mind. Star Ocean would be 1996.
I somehow managed to survive being thrown off a cliff, but my parents were killed, and they took away my sister. I don't even know if she's dead or alive. I can never forget it. I can't get it out of my mind. That overwhelming sense of doom. That shield with the crimson seal. There couldn't be more than one of those in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't forget. Yeah, that's perfectly understandable.
A shield with a crimson seal?
You know him?
Yeah. I like, those are particularly harsh dead sprites as well.
No. I shouldn't say more until I'm sure of it.
I hope it's like a little seal.
Oh, I see.
You must be searching for the Eye of Truth, so you can find your sister and her kidnappers. Would you mind traveling with us?
Yeah!
Oh, of course not. In fact, I'd love to.
I want to see what's in this door. I think that's a bad door because of the red lights, though.
Look out! Is there no way around this?
Double slash! Double slash!
What? Let me use Joshua. Josh! No select.
Spirit strike!
I'd say that was 8 out of 10.
Yeah! No, they all have red lights. Okay, oh yeah. Don't remember which ones. Engine Fist, there we go. How many people do we get? Get spells. Oh, you actually have actual spells. Magnum Tornado. Laser beams. Oh, I like having a cure. Just doing the old level up. An angel shouldn't already have priority. Anything with stats. I don't really need that, but we'll take it anyway. Yeah, go group appraising level. Oh, group appraising is amazing. I don't know if he's sticking about. But my word, we're so good at group appraising.
Oh, what a...
Come on, let's get moving.
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Path opens from a steep road.
I suppose
Blue,
battle
not
is
red,
It's a
steep
little
road.
fun, huh? Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Oh my word. Okay, so we want the blue. But I want the green. Ring of Resistance. Want the evergreen. It's teleport group. Oh. got really unlucky the first time I did it. I just walked in the red one. Yes. Yes. You mean this room, or did you write that earlier? The goop is making me teleport.
No mercy!
Could you get out of our way?
Double
Let's go!
slash! Come on, let's run for
Time
it!
to retreat!
Yes. Can't think of a pun.
Oh, what a pain!
Could you get out of our way?
Something
No.
I would like to avoid battle if I can.
Goopportunity. No, it doesn't work. I'm going to move on from this and forget I ever tried to connect the word goop to something.
We're surrounded! We've been surrounded!
Yeah, we've established surrounding this.
It takes so much to survive in this
Weak! Too weak!
I hope you're watching, Father!
Ashley! Who's got the Walloon sword? I've seen that in other things. No, it just did it for me. Okay, fair enough. Right. I totally wanted that to happen, actually.
No mercy!
Let's go!
Time to retreat!
Some mercy! A little bit! That's a point. Cool, we did faff a lot at the beginning of the stream, but got stuff done. Oh god! So much slime. Joke's on new game, I totally wanted that. Got a mineral. Smooth mineral? No, it didn't. We actually want to go orange, but... It's so much goo.
I suppose battle is
This
the only
ought to
way.
be a good fight. Let's
Double
go!
Attack the small child.
Guess it really was that simple.
Got a lot of experience. It was a dangerous child. Clearly I wanted to go to the other blue. The blue goo. Come back here! No! What? Come here, blue goo. Now I'm just confused. Confused.
I suppose battle is
Give
the
us a
only way.
little fun, huh?
Let's fight another day.
Let's withdraw.
I enjoy, like, sometimes somebody will go, let's run away, like it's their idea, after everyone else has already left. Ah, damn it.
No mercy.
Is there no way around this?
Yeah, we can just run away.
We must escape.
Let's withdraw.
Double slash. Let's fight another day.
Have I not done? I feel like I've done them all. Am I missing a trick?
Look out! Could you get out of our way?
Time to retreat.
Ah! Let's fight another day.
Ashley! Interesting.
Oh, what a pain.
Could you get out of our way?
Don't use all your abilities immediately.
Medium.
Trying our best to use all our abilities.
Was this truly a necessary battle?
Weak. I'm ready to fight.
Here they come!
Time to retreat.
Oh, we all went together this time. Right, why is it giving me full health? Dogs! What are these monsters?
We've been surrounded!
This isn't over yet.
Glowy doggos! She's having a load of fun meteor palming over there.
Double slash. Double slash. Double slash. Double slash. Double slash.
Oh, she can put so much palm!
They could have lasted longer.
So many minerals. Yeah, I feel like I might be too powerful at this stage.
this is as far as the temple goes.
Yeah, there's a sense of finality to it, this room.
Certainly seems like the appropriate place.
Well, I said Ashley.
What's with this wave of energy I feel here? Judging by the technology in this room, it practically looks like it's from our own world. Maybe a bit different, but there still shouldn't be anything like this on Rogue.
She's right. The entire room's filled with some sort of force.
Yeah. He doesn't know that she's an alien, so that probably sounded really weird to him.
Are you alright?
Ashley!
Oh, what happened?
You touched the force. RGB!
Leave this chamber at once. There is nothing here for the cruel and selfish.
There's no B, John.
You don't have to be so hard on them, do you? Would you be able to return from whence you came? To your homes in Roke, and to those in another world?
How do you know that?
Well, come on, look at you two. Your temporal axes have been sealed off from the rest of the world. I mean, you're sticking out like a sore thumb.
It's an interesting idiom for an alien planet.
Stop talking like that. Why must you keep borrowing bad habits from people?
Are you the runes? The original inhabitants of this land?
You know them?
I know of them. This is the first time I've ever met one in person, though.
Huh? Color me impressed. If anyone's aware of us at all, it's usually just as the source of all magic.
You're already coloured yellow.
I have come in search of my sister. We've been separated from each other. If you see that as selfish, I'm afraid there is nothing more I can say. But I promise you, I hide nothing in my heart. I come to you with my soul laid bare.
She's not here.
I hear of an eye of truth that allows the bearer to see anything he desires. Are you saying you do not have it?
The Eye of Truth? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
The legend's still being passed down.
Sounds like the story's drifted a little, though.
We have nothing like that in this chamber. But you are on a search of your own, are you not? Oh, visitors from another world?
So, a lot of the, we've been in, medieval tropes, but I haven't forgotten that this game has taken a healthy bit from Star Trek. One of the things the original series of Star Trek really liked doing is introducing gods to worlds that were actually secretly quite mundane.
Yes.
For someone the same as you?
Yes. A man and a woman.
That we should be able to handle. If they are someplace where magic exists, we can feel the dimensional conflicts their temporal axes give off.
You can?
Just do not disturb this place any longer. That is our sole request.
Nudge, nudge. Cool. Also, this is a really neat picture.
A land blanketed in fallen leaves. I feel a disturbance in one of the towns there.
A land blanketed in fallen leaves? That must be the Van Kingdom.
It's where we leave all the vans.
We've kept our end of the agreement. Now you must never come here again.
Okay, well, it'd be really poor storytelling if we never saw the rooms again. But that doesn't mean we won't. But I'd be surprised if this is the last time they turned up.
Guess we'll have to head for the Van Kingdom then.
Seems that way.
That was a bit of a detour, but I think it was helpful for us.
That's true.
I think so too. And now we know where Millie and the captain are. More or less.
Indeed. I am glad to hear they're safe and sound in the Van Kingdom. Now we just have to hurry over and find them.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, there's also...
To Van, then!
The
right.
Angel in our team.
What about you?
Come join us!
I will continue my search for my sister.
She could be in the van as well.
I bid you farewell, then.
Or could I have got... I want to know if I messed that up. I should have... Oh, who's tried to phone me? Oh. Why do I always miss these phone calls? Right, I should probably check that because that's gonna... I'll be right back. I'm gonna make a cup of tea. Is it 2 in the morning? Don't care. Make a cup of tea anyway. Won't be long. Right, I have tea. I am now proud owner of tea that I shall drink. Whew. Oh, the viewer count's gone up. Hello. Why does everyone turn up when I'm taking breaks? Hello, Screams. Hope you're well still. Joshua is bidding me farewell. But turns out I have a decision right now. Now, I'm told, if I recruit Joshua, then he takes up like 2 slots out of the 8 people I can have. But I want a magic user. Because like I've got 3 physical people. I want more people. And, you know, we made friends. Yeah, I'm going to stop him. Well, at the end, he have the wing. He have the 2 wing.
Wait. What do you think about coming with us?
I do not think I'd be anything but a burden to you.
You have the cure magic. Could you join us?
No, Joshua, you would be a tremendous help to us.
Your convictions are strong and persistent. I can feel them. They are impossible for me to ignore. I am traveling to avenge my sister. This means I will have to fight sometime, and I may have to involve you. Are you still sure you want me to join you?
Yeah! Go, John. Does he have to sleep on his front?
Right. Then let us travel together. I think I'm going to enjoy this.
You have the wing. And I feel like sleeping on wing would be really uncomfortable. I love it. Like, whenever someone joins you, the music just goes, yeah! For a party! Someone's joined the team! Da, 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 yeah, he has joined us! Yeah! Like, God, musicians well into having somebody joining us.
Let's head for the Van Kingdom. Wait, speaking of which, how are we supposed to get there?
Over in Trop, there should be a ship that sails for Ekdart. We'll need to travel southwest to get there. That'll be the starting leg of our trip. We need to reach Silverland first.
Then let's head for the port.
Cool. Let's have a game because it's been a while since we said. Yeah, look at the team. Get out of here.
Can we just leave these alone?
Don't make this harder than it has to be. Meteor!
Storm blade! Storm blade! Storm blade!
Palm!
Totally bopped.
Meteor palm!
Firestorm blade!
He's not.
They could have lasted longer.
I don't think he actually helped in that battle then. He was just like, yeah, just gotta watch. Can't tell what he's doing. Void enemies. Feel like we're pretty strong.
Don't let your guard down.
Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Don't say what. Bad monsters are bad.
Double slash.
This is why they're the fighters. I'm not.
Over already?
What is strength? I cannot help but wonder.
Wait, what? Okay.
This ought to be simple.
Let's get this over with fast.
I think they put me in the right place when I walked away from it.
Double slash.
Was this truly a necessary battle?
Weak.
Island caves.
Don't let your guard down.
Please do not trifle with people's lives.
Double slash. Double slash. Double slash.
Double slash.
Thunderbolt.
Double slash.
Double slash.
Was this truly a necessary battle?
There shall be no trifle. We tried to run that diagonal.
Oh, what a pain.
Could you get out of our way?
Double slash.
Windblade.
Double slash.
Wind. Double
slash.
Double slash.
I think you can afford to be slightly closer. Don't hit things. It's not really his style. Well, I did win.
Great. More battle scars.
Battle scars are a bad thing. I'm assuming. Right, I believe this town that I'm pointing the arrow at was Trop.
What a pain.
Charge! Meteor palm!
How dare you be pineapples?
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Somebody's gonna get
Please
hurt
do not
real
trifle
bad.
with people's lives.
Those trifles again.
Meteor palm!
Double slash.
Oh, I won't. Change your tactics. Do what it takes. Do what it takes to win.
You're certainly in a hurry to die.
Cool. Now he's gonna do stuff. Everyone else spends their mana immediately. There's no reason not to have the wizard do as well.
Can we just leave these alone?
Don't let your guard down. Double slash.
Magnum! Tornado!
Oh, whoa!
Magnum! Tornado!
Okay, maybe not Magnum Tornado.
I do not wish to fight, even if that makes me a hypocrite.
I mean, I feel kind of guilty because you're being dragged along for the ride, buddy. It's what we recruited you for. Yeah, perhaps not the move that takes that long. Do please.
That light. What's that?
What in the world?
Was that a meteoroid?
That wasn't the Celestial ship just now, was it?
The Celestial ship?
Oh,
Judging by the path of that light, I believe it hit the Muon continent.
God, just imagine being confident enough. Like seeing a comet come down from the sky, a meteorite, they say meteoroid, and going, yeah, I think it hit Europe somewhere. Like, imagine being able to place the little continent. Yeah, I whatever Australia's on, I think it's going in that direction. I'm trying to remember one of the continents. Europe. What? America. There you go. The Americas, both of them. Africa. Oh my word. I'm revealing how bad at my geography is. I feel my point stands, even if I'm personally terrible at remembering names of things.
It might be a good idea to check it out. I'm curious about what happened.
Also, again, I don't know, something happened. Like, if somebody said something happened in France. It looks like a meteor headed to. We should check that out. It's like that's a palaver. That's some work is gonna. I gotta see this.
I'd really like to see it. Let's go.
Wonderful.
I think what we just witnessed was the landfall of the Celestial ship.
The Celestial ship?
Yeah, it fell from the sky long, long ago, according to the legends. They
Oh.
called it the Celestial ship, but no one had any idea where it came from. It landed north of Kratos, a giant, strange metal thing shaped like a ship. I think that's what we saw just now.
Interesting. Let's head for port then. We can try to find someone willing to take us to Portsmouth from there.
So was that a story decision then? So now we're no longer... I'd be well grumpy if I was the angel. And I just decided... My parties were like, yeah, we're going to look for your sister in a different place that we literally just decided to go on going to. Right, I do need to buy some food and stuff. Oh, we have the monies. somebody's sleeping well. We want more. We want at least 12 more. Oh, okay. Yeah, silver trumpet's a little out of my reach. Did I buy all that stuff? Yeah, I did. There's some tough monsters running around Silverland, but upgrade your weapons. Cool. Do a clearing shot then. Darling! Okay. Nothing here for me. Oh, yes! Should call our dad. Yes, I checked my phone, and I didn't recognise the number, so I'm guessing it was somebody trying to sell me something. Yes, good call. That's great. Forthwith? Yeah, sure. They did say to go to Portwith, right? I'm not confident in this direction that I'm walking. Yeah, it's not told me anything. If the light was Celestial's ship, then that would mean let's go. Something I want to check out. Let's go where? I'll just walk around. It's a small continent, to be honest.
This ought to be simple.
Please do not trifle with people's lives.
Let's go!
Laser beams! Was
well,
this truly
I'd say
a necessary
that's worth
battle?
10 out of 10.
I like his laser beams.
This ought to be simple.
You're fighting us?
Yeah! Let's go!
Deep freeze! Was this truly a necessary battle?
No, I don't think any of these are necessary, but I can't turn the battles off. But yeah, I've tried. We'll have a look around. I'm not 100% sure I'm in the right place, but... Oh! I'm an idiot. It's Mount Metorx. Of course it's Mount
Do we
Metorx.
have to worry about this?
This is pitiful.
Avenging fist! Avenging fist!
Was
well,
this truly
I'd say
a necessary
that's worth
battle?
10 out of 10.
Probably strong enough to go in that cave now.
Charge!
Please do not trifle with people's lives.
Double slash! Fist!
It takes so much to survive in this world.
I'm gonna go in a cave.
Impressive.
Avenging fist!
Not that impressive.
Guess it really was that simple.
And down we go. I always think I've doubled back on myself. The two sides of the mountain are too similar to each other. Or have I doubled back on
Charge!
myself?
You're fighting us?
Let's go! Time
Let's
to retreat!
fight another day.
Freeze! Let us try again later.
That dog. Okay, I think I might have actually turned myself around. How did I do that?
Can we just leave these alone?
Don't make this harder than it has to be.
We must escape.
Double slash.
Let's withdraw.
Let's fight another day.
Alright, third time's the charm. This is the second time. Yeah, but I'm covering all my bases.
Can we just leave these alone?
Let's get this over with fast.
Let's withdraw.
Let's fight another day.
Deep freeze! Let us try again later.
Must have been here. It's here that I get turned around. Yeah, okay.
They're so close.
Impressive.
Meteor palm!
I do not wish to fight, even if that makes me a hypocrite.
We drink the water. Drink it all up. That's odd.
Somebody's gonna get
Please
hurt
do not
real
trifle
bad.
with people's lives.
Come on, let's run
Let's
for it!
withdraw.
There we go. Oh, there. Oh, I've bloody missed it, haven't I? Or do we need that dude on our team? See it.
Somebody's gonna get
Please
hurt
do not
real
trifle
bad.
with people's lives.
Wish it could have lasted longer.
Too weak. Don't let your guard down.
This ought to be simple.
It takes so much to survive in this world.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have the like Earthbound auto kill mechanic. Doesn't seem relevant. I love that they're saying it like I know where it is. Let's go check out the ship. Oh, where's that? I'm gonna check the mountain again. I think it's on the mountain. I don't know how I missed the cave, but I must have. Third time's a charm. Yeah, I knew I'd have to cover all my bases.
Can we just leave these alone?
Stop fighting me!
Let's go. Try again later.
Time to retreat.
Come on, let's run for it.
Okay. Oh, what's that? No, it didn't let me in, did it?
Can we just leave these alone?
Charge!
Let's try again later.
Time to retreat.
Last time I came here, I was absolutely destroyed by an enemy. Let's hope I'm stronger.
This is tough.
I must protect all of us.
Double slash!
Magnum!
Oh god!
Tornado!
Oh, they're still really strong. Oh, go wizard!
Double slash! Double slash!
Double slash! Magnum! Tornado!
Double slash! It's time for me to
Magnum! Tornado!
Oh, this mine is so strong. Let me run away!
Unprepared for this. Let's go!
Right, I did a cut. I was slightly grumpy, and I decided I would just silently walk back to where I was and not go in the mine. Also looked up where the celestial ship was. I was right next to it. I could have probably just walked like a meter more. Would have seen it. Which drinks a tea? It wasn't a necessary battle, but the game deemed it necessary, despite the fact I'm very much over-leveled these characters. Don't walk backwards, John. Whatever you do.
Don't let your guard down.
You're fighting us?
Deep freeze.
Not that I know of. Maybe we unlock it later. We're buried in all our skills. But according to what I looked up, no fast travel. There's the cave. It's like quite a sneaky cave. But yeah, don't go in there. So I was like, oh yeah, Meteorx, Meteor, must be. Yes. So ever since he started fighting, it turns out he's Captain Overkill.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
withdraw.
fight another day.
Let us try again later.
I should cook chicken. Not today. It's 2 AM, but I should cook the chicken. Went the wrong way, damn it.
This ought to be simple.
This is pitiful.
Let us try again later.
Let's
withdraw.
fight another day.
Ooh. Yes, I guess a chicken. Depending on how far away your oven is and how far away the chicken is, that would be a relatively quick thing to do. I ordered Tesco's on the wrong day, which meant I had to hold off on cooking the chicken. I don't think I have the right powders. I was going to cook something. It was chicken, but it wanted me to add some beef. It wanted me sort of beef. It was a type of thing, and I've forgotten the name of it. But I was like, oh, I'll do that, and then I've forgotten the powder. Yeah, it's not super useful. So I'm walking back to the first village of this planet, and technically the first village of the game as well. So there's a lot of...
Can we just leave these alone?
You're fighting us?
Avenging fist!
Retreat!
You don't need to avenge them. They've done nothing to us.
We must escape.
Oh, I found it. I should have saved my game.
Oh my.
This is the place. And this is how it looked. No doubt about it, this is the celestial ship. The one I know is barely recognizable anymore, but it's definitely the same thing I'm looking at here.
This is the celestial ship? It's not a Lizonian craft. It's not from Earth either. So that leaves just one option.
Yes, but the chances of anything coming from Mars is a million to one.
Is something wrong, Elia?
Oh, no. It's just that I think this ship is from the third party we heard about. There aren't any crew left on the scene. They must already be off in search of Asmodeus. We need to act fast.
Asmodeus? They made board games.
Sounds like it.
Right, but let me save first. My dad needs to know what's going on.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but this ship resembles an Earth vessel in several ways.
That's what happens when you keep your spaceship in the oven for too long. Why did we walk away? Why, what a shock! I heard this loud blast, and then you saw what happened next. This really far from the sky. Came here from drop. Couldn't bear to stay at home any longer. I thought it was a falling star or something. Just what the heck is this thing? What is this thing? Truly amazing, the things you see in this world. Don't like the looks of this. I fear it's the work of monsters. Is that it? I mean, I guess it's triggered some stuff. Let's go back on our quest. Oh, that walk, we now have to do it all over again. Let's go visit the first town, why not? Looks like a good place for a quiet rest. Let's take our time to recover. Don't really need to recover. West Virginia. I enjoy these sojourns once in a while. Now let us continue with our journey. Oh, it's just two words for the same thing. Yeah, I think the game just wanted us to walk all the way back, look at a crashed ship, and then continue onwards.
Just leave these this is pitiful.
It's,
Come on, let's run for it.
yeah, I would have really loved to have been able to teleport for that. I guess for plot reasons I can't, but I don't know. Couldn't have done it in montage form. He's looking for... all I know is he's looking for his sister. And so he's hanging out with us. Maybe we'll stumble upon her. His family got killed. He got shoved off a cliff. Which is a stupid thing to do to somebody with wings. Like telling Peter Pan to walk the plank.
Don't let your guard.
Let's get this over with, fast!
Laser! Beams!
Those are some dead bunnies.
I do not wish to fight,
challenge at all.
even if that makes me a hypocrite.
Yeah, now I'm imagining, what's that film with rabbits in? Watership Down. Watership Down, but with, you know, laser death from the sky.
Charge! Avenging fist! Avenging fist!
Was this truly
Very
a necessary
difficult.
battle?
Oh, hypocrite angel. Maybe we should fire him. This looks like the cave here. Why is this the cave? I don't understand the entrance to this cave.
Impressive.
Okay, I think I may have gone up and down this mountain.
Guess it really was
Like
that
this entire
simple.
route, I think it must be at least 9 times the game has made me walk up and down. And I've mistakenly gone up and down a couple of times as well. It's got to be at least 9. I don't want to... I don't want to count. But yeah.
Can we
We've done it a lot.
Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Come on, let's run for
Time to
it!
retreat.
Part of the reason is because a couple of times I get confused halfway up the mountain and start walking down the mountain. It's this bit here. Sometimes, I made the different sides of the mountains slightly different colours. Like the light would only be on one side of the mountain, surely.
Can we just leave these alone?
Let's get this over with, fast!
Meteor bomb! Time to retreat.
Deep freeze!
I mean, I won the fight there.
I would prefer to avoid battles like this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's something. Because it's really easy to come out of a fight and go, what direction was I walking? And you'd think I'd recognise the you know, I've been here a lot, I should recognise it. But I don't. The fight would have been faster, John. I think we did... No, what? Okay. Let's tell my dad what happened.
Can we just leave these alone?
Don't make this harder than it has to be. Avenging fist! Avenging fist! Guess it really was that simple.
Yeah. I think they're a little bit crushed on the Switch as well. Apparently on the PlayStation 4 there's a tiny bit more detail. Like it's exactly the same picture, but like it's just...
This ought to be simple.
Please do not trifle
just
with people's
slightly
lives.
small on the Switch.
Avenging fist!
Deep freeze!
Meteor bomb!
I'm not sure how much difference that made.
It takes so
When I bought it,
much
I
to
was like,
survive.
ah, it's fine. Also, I just went for the cheapest version. I feel like he'd be interested in knowing that I met at Seagull Man. Autumn. Trop. Cool, I can go straight to Trop. Is that where I wanted to go? What's it, Autumn? What the hell? I don't know what Autumn is. Go straight to Trop now. Oh, I have now no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, I think I know where I'm supposed to be going. Not 100% sure though.
Somebody's gonna get
Can
hurt
we just
real
leave these
bad.
alone?
Double slash!
I don't know when I started hitting B instead of A.
Double slash!
Tornado! Was this truly a necessary battle?
That way takes me to the caves. Presumably this is the way. Or is that way the way to the caves? I don't know.
What a pain! Double slash! Double slash! Double slash!
Tornado!
Taking up a lot of time.
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
That makes me a hypocrite.
I think it might be the third version of those bugs as well, and not the second. Oh yeah, I know what I'm
Can we just leave these alone?
You're fighting us?
We're fighting bugs.
Double slash!
Tornado!
Gosh.
That was way too fast.
Got a herb.
Charge!
Let's get this over with fast.
I actually don't think I've got one.
Double slash! Double slash!
Boom! Guess it really was that simple.
Have I just gone to the Purgatorium? No, I've just gone nowhere. Alright, we'll walk back to the nearest town.
Let's get this over with fast.
Double slash!
Freeze!
I kind of need the game to give me a little bit of guidance.
It takes so much to survive in this world.
Ah, Angel did well. Been walking for quite some time. Maybe I was supposed to go to All-Tame.
Somebody's gonna get.
Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Double slash! Double slash!
Tornado!
I think I'm gonna end the stream soon because I seem to be lacking energy. Well, part of that is because I've just walked all the way across the world twice. Would have been nicer for the game to just like go, yeah, look, there's the crash ship. You walk there. You walk back afterwards. Definitely doesn't require you spending 20 minutes doing that.
Don't let your guard down.
Before I end it,
Firestorm blade!
I just want to check out this one last time.
Tornado! I would prefer to avoid battles like these.
Oh, so many herbs. So many secret herbs. We could make KFC. Surely I have at least 14 of them. I don't know how many. Is it 14? I don't know. A certain amount.
Don't let your guard down.
Please
I'm sure salt and pepper are 2 of them.
Firestorm blade! Double slash!
I enjoy that occasionally he will use that AoE and just go, fuck this guy in particular, from one pineapple. Right, we'll cross this bridge when we come to it. Oh, that's a thing that happened.
This isn't over yet.
Enemies!
Little overkill. Oh.
Time to retreat!
Okay, it felt like we just got punched to death, but we escaped apparently. Right, let's save our game. See what the private action says. Don't excite yourself. Thanks game, that wasn't useful in the slightest. I think there's a boat here. Maybe. I might just look it up. Okay, apparently not that way. Now, where could the captain be? Let's just hope we find him in the next town. Right. Yeah, I think I'm going to let you go. I might be back on. I don't know what I'm going to actually do tonight. We'll see. I've got to try and see if I can get some sleep. I've been asleep all day though. It was really weird. But you know, I guess I should at the very least try. So yes, I've been John Strutt. I've been having a Star Ocean First Departure adventure. First Departure. Thank you for watching.